Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and right here I got with me B. What's going on, B?
Not much. What's going on, Dave?
Not much, not much. It's still Brickwall Horror Month, and right now we're here to talk to y'all about a film that made its way onto our list actually because it was so interesting. Right, this was originally going to be an Instagram mini review, but it got promoted because this film was so good. It's an Oscar-nominated film. I'm talking, of course, about The Substance, starring Demi Moore. Before I get into it any further, I want to remind you guys, go ahead, hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, not already subscribe. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all that good stuff. Yeah, like I said, Brickwall Horror Month. This is we're coming to a close. We got one really exciting one for y'all coming up next week. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And yeah, am I missing anything?
I said this week.
Oh, this week, if we want to go buy some antiques. But so yeah, but yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and get into it. So um the substance is about an aging actress who just wants a second chance. Okay, that's like the easiest way. That's the layman's term way I could put it. Do you have the more expansive synopsis on you by any chance? Because y'all know I never come prepared.
Of course not. But not the technical synopsis, but from what I viewed, it was more so about a aging fitness star who does not want to be left behind when times are changing. So she tries to find any way possible to stay in that same limelight, we'll say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. And then she pretty much encounters somewhat of a very interesting problem, shall I say? Um, yeah. So this movie, like I said, was released. It was released earlier this year, right? Am I mistaken about that? It was released
Um,
last year. No, I think it was released last. No, it was released last year because it was an Oscar-nominated film. So it was released last year. It was nominated for Oscars this year. Well, earlier this year.
mhm.
And I said it stars Demi Moore. Dennis Quaid is in this movie. I forgot the young actress's name. Who
Margaret Qualley.
say that again for the people in the back?
Margaret Qualley.
Margaret Qualley. That's right. And Yeah, it's so this is a so one of the interesting things about this film is that it causes you to pick a side because Margaret Qualley, she plays a character known as
Sue.
Sue, and Demi Moore plays a character known as damn
Elizabeth Sparkles.
Elizabeth Spark. Why is that name so hard for me to remember? I have not been
I
able
don't
to
know.
remember that name since I've watched the movie. Like I've been
Because
able to
it's,
remember Sue, but Elizabeth Sparkle has been the hardest name for me to remember this entire fucking movie. I don't know why.
I
But
don't understand why, because that's definitely a stripper name.
right, Elizabeth Sparkle. Oops, 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 oops. um, but yeah, um, so Demi Moore plays Elizabeth Sparkle. God dang. Um, who is pretty much like B said earlier, just she does like this fitness thing, like this aerobics programming on television, and she pretty much gets told by her boss. Well, not even gets told. She overhears her boss, the major executive, talking about getting rid of her and how she's so old and how she's aged out of the how you want somebody younger, and it affects her in a way to where she pretty much is she's trying to figure out she's trying to figure out what to do next. She's in shock about everything, and then she receives an opportunity um, that for a substance that can allow her to not just feel younger, but start to look younger, right? Um,
Mm.
and this pretty much, so without spoiling this movie, this is pretty much the Nutty Professor, like a horror movie version of the Nutty Professor. Okay, to where Sherman Clump took the formula and then he turned into Buddy Love. But and this is really I'm not okay. So this light spoiler. Instead of Sherman turning into Buddy Love, right, and Buddy Love then turning into Sherman, let's imagine that Buddy Love is
coming
um
out of,
coming out
of
of
Mr. Clump.
of Sherman Clump. So like, and by coming out, I mean like as if a caterpillar were to emerge from a cocoon and to be a beautiful butterfly, right? But it, quite literally in this sense. So that then creates, well, not creates, but that then leads to Sue being coming onto the scene, and a lot of things do ensue, um,
Please stop.
because again, there's very specific rules and things that they have to follow. All right, B, you know what? We might have to do spoilers for this one because we
It
gotta we
came out
gotta
in
talk.
2024. This is it's if you
Yeah,
didn't
we
see it,
gotta talk. Sorry if you didn't see a spoiler talk. Spoilers ahead in 3, 2, 1. All right, so basically Demi Moore gets this formula known as the substance,
the
right?
substance.
Ah, he said it. He said it. It's known as the substance, and um, it pretty much, like I said before, like when you inject it, you're supposed to. It's three rules you're supposed to follow. One, you inject it. Uh, then what's the other two? You inject it.
Two, you
You
switch back every 7 days.
switch back every 7 days, and
And I
then
think the third one was respect the process or something. Respect.
respect. Yeah, respect the. Yeah, what you said, like respect the process or something like that. Respect the bond or something. Because
Right,
again,
because
this. Oh, go ahead.
I would say because it wasn't she and her, it was them basically being symbiotic and working together to make sure everything just kept going the way it was supposed to.
Right, right, exactly. Um, and so B, and we'll get to this in a second, but I'm gonna let you kind of take the wheel at explaining this here feature film. Um, Go ahead. Give your explanation because you just watched this. You just watched this today, and yeah. Shout out Brown Baldy. Yes, this movie was crazy. Was insane. B, go ahead.
Definitely.
Give your interpretation of this movie, and since you watched it today, I watched it like earlier this week.
Um, so in her taking the substance, quote unquote, if she was trying to defy like her whole aging situation and wanting to still be that star that she already was. Uh, are we going opinions right now, or are we just
Nah,
giving a
just talk.
synopsis of the
Yeah,
movie?
just speak in general about the movie.
Um, so she kind of gets like comes at a crossroad where okay, the first time they switch, it's cool, she's fine, they switch back, but then Sue decides and she's like, you know what, I need a little bit more time, I'm trying to make some things happen with this man on his bike. She's like,
Trying
just
to
wait.
get some bump and grind.
Right. She's like, wait, your bag is almost empty for you to eat for 7 days, but just give me a couple more hours and you'll be fine. A couple more hours turns into a really fucked up finger. Like her finger came out looking horrible in the
Yeah, so
process. Like
so now this is where I've challenged B, because during this review, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pick sides. I've already picked my side very unfairly to B, is that
yes,
I
because you've
pick
seen it
Elizabeth's
already.
side,
And
right? I pick Elizabeth's side, and B has been destined to side with Sue. And while we're talking about this movie, we're gonna kind of talk about who we're gonna cake for our character. Okay, so we're gonna stand up for our character. We're gonna talk about who was right, who was wrong, and by the end of this review, hopefully, and we won't spoil too much. We'll just do some spoiler talk, but we won't spoil too much. But we'll get into some things, and hopefully, when you watch this movie, if you haven't seen it already, you can kind of decide which side you want to get on. And who do you think was right, who you think was wrong, just based off of what we tell you, and based off of how you watch the film. So I think that's fun, right? You think that's fun?
yeah, that should be fun.
That should be fun. All right. So first and foremost, I mean, Elizabeth, like we said before, she just wants to have that glory of, because she was Elizabeth Sparkle, like she was the star, she was the big thing. And in the beginning of the movie, it does this very interesting, I guess you could say montage of like, or time lapse rather, showing
Hmm.
her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh, and
And
how it came to be. Yes.
yeah, how it came to be, and just like it's a very interesting look at, without even seeing, and it makes so much more sense after you watch the movie. You kind of see like how it relates to how Elizabeth could be feeling at this time. She's an older actress, and we all know that the older the female talent, unfortunately, the less I don't want to say
Work.
profitable, but
The
the
less work
less
they get.
the less work that they get because they're not seen as the it girl, the hot girl, the big thing. They're just too old, and it's a
Unfortunately,
misogynistic
yeah.
thing, but you know, and she's just trying to deal with that. So, like we said, when she takes that substance, this is her chance, she believes, to be able to recapture that youth and be able to keep her job and be able to just represent herself to the world. But then you get greedy ass fucking
Sue.
Sue, which I mean, at first it does start off pretty. It seems to start off pretty well. Sue goes and does her thing, and then let Elizabeth get back the spotlight. But it's just something about that fame, something about that fame that really drives somebody crazy to do some ridiculous things. So,
Does she get
um,
back the spotlight? No, because you remember after the first switch, Elizabeth went to the office and was handed her walking papers like immediately.
right,
Her walking box, we'll say.
yeah, yeah. And he walked down that hallway. That was a long walk too. Elizabeth. Every time he walked down the hall, and I gotta give it to you though, Dennis Quaid really did the hell out of that role though, because like it was weird how they kept like showing like the close ups of him eating and shit, and just like how like nasty he was. He ain't never washed his hands and went to the bathroom. I think that's the biggest part. I'm on team wash your fucking hands. Because he never washed his hands. Never washed his hands this entire movie. When y'all watch this movie, honestly, tell me if you ever see him wash his hands. He's not washed his hands.
I think you're focused on the wrong thing there, buddy.
I'm sorry. That just really bugged me.
It was
Um,
like just the hygiene of it all.
it's just hygiene. It's so disgusting. Yeah, I work at a food warehouse, so like, wash your damn hands. Um, yeah. So, yeah. I lost my train of thought. I was really thinking about that. Though. That was really nasty.
It's amazing how nasty hands can make you just forget everything you was
Let's
talking
forget
about.
everything I was saying. Go ahead, B. Take it from here while I recollect myself.
Well, since I am tasked with camp, saying, speaking up for Sue, I mean, I guess I could see how after the first time that she switched and that fame kind of got to her and going up in there with that skimpy pink onesie on
Okay.
and going to this and they're like, oh, finally somebody with the perfect features. And then she's like, okay, now her head's getting big. So I could see why she would want to stick around longer and, just continue to keep trying to do what she's doing because she felt wanted, she felt desired, she felt like, okay, I'm this new hot it girl. I got my own show. I can do what I want to do.
Right.
And then she's probably looking at her what she has to go back to is this aging aerobic star who's now just sitting in the house watching TV and eating. And she's like, I don't want my life to be that. I want to stay hot. I want to stay young.
So here's where I can cape for Elizabeth. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Oh goddamn day. I get up, I come up out of this damn 7 day thing, all stitched up, back all fucked up. I just felt the fucking person burst out of my back. What the hell am I supposed to do? Like, there's no room for me. I was just given my walking box. Like, what am I supposed to do but just sit and just chill out all day? Like, there's nothing to do. Like, and like you go out as Sue, you go out, you do what you do, you get the money, you get the bills, you get all that, fine. And I'll sit here and clean. Every 7 days
It's called
I will clean shit up, I'll chill out, I'll watch some TV. I'll relax. There's nothing for me to do.
It's called get a hobby. Learn how to crochet, knit. Like she got a whole freaking do what other models do. Go on QVC, sell some sweatpants and pots. Like,
So she was supposed to just go on QVC. Nah, 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 nah.
you got a noticeable face. Go to QVC, like or what is it, HSN or whatever the hell, one of them home shopping network. There you go. Go on there. Make your own little. Do what Richard Simmons did. He was sweating to the oldies since the 70s, and people still out here sweating.
so so okay, but come on now. So all right. So okay, I can reward you that. Okay, you kicked a little harder than I thought you was. Okay, you came prepared. Okay, that's how I was going with that one. You got it. You got it. I will give you that. I'll give you that because yes, Elizabeth could have found something to do. She could have.
Right.
She could have found something to do for 7 days, for a week. Could have found something to do. I will give you that. So 1 point awarded to Sue. Damn, 1-0. Here we go. All right. So as we get farther along in the film, we see that Sue, like we alluded to earlier, Sue is starting to really enjoy this fame. She's starting to really like this. She gets a hot guy, like we talked about earlier, and she's like, she's ready to get her freak on. You know what I'm saying? Got the tight leather matrix outfit on, got the whole thing going on. I don't know why I decided to do a whole Chris Rock voice there. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I think it was the boots.
Matrix leather on. Got the
I think it was the leather boots.
It was. To let the boot on. Wanna go get her freak on. Nah, all right, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Stop
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's the real horror of BrickWall horror. Nah. So yeah. So she wants to have, like we said earlier, she wants to have that extra time. So what she does, and this is where I say that Sue was dead ass wrong because you didn't need to take that extra time. Yeah, you want to get some, but this not shit. You gotta respect the balance. You know what I'm saying? You're not respecting the balance. So yeah, you want to get laid, but you're like, yo, come back in like 2 weeks, man. Like I gotta handle something. Come back in 2 weeks, I got you. That's all she had to do. But she took this extra time. So now here come Elizabeth waking up and she has a deformity. We won't tell you where, but she has a deformity. Something's not right. And it's because of that, right? So Elizabeth, you know what I'm saying? Like my girl Elizabeth, instead of like freaking out, crashing out on her, she's like, man, come on, what the fuck? What the fuck? Damn, come on, man. She's just taken aback by it. And you know what I'm
Did
saying?
she
And
not
the first thing that she did, she called the company. She called the company, and the company said, yo, listen, there's none of this her stuff, there's none of this you stuff. Y'all are one person. But if you really want to cut this out, we can. Elizabeth had the first chance very early on. Had the first chance to really just cut her off completely. What did she do? She said, "Nah, let bygones be bygones." And I want y'all to remember that. I want you to remember that too, B, because bullshit that happens in the rest of this damn movie that we'll be alluding to. Elizabeth was right. I feel like that's where Elizabeth got it. But so as we continue on, um, we start to see just this more of a divide. Um, Sue starts to take more advantage of things. She creates a room to put Elizabeth in.
wait.
She
Let's
removes.
backtrack.
Oh, backtrack. Let's backtrack.
Let's backtrack. So
Okay.
to argue with, yes, she had the deformity, but it wasn't big of a deal. Okay. And then she tried to go out, and yes, she was thinking about what Sue was doing with the hot man or whatever you want to call him. She could have did the same thing. She didn't have to
I'm
just let that rock.
all right. So and we'll touch on that because that does feed into something that happens later on too.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't remember his name, but poor Doug. That's all I'm gonna say. Doug. Poor Doug. It just felt like a Doug to me. Poor Doug.
Fred.
Poor Fred. Like, but yeah, yeah, nah. So like, I mean, I guess she could have done that, but at the same time, it's like shit. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna do with this messed up, part of myself? Like, I can't.
But nothing else was messed up on her. And
Yeah,
yes, she
but
could
like,
have stopped the experiment and she still could have been happy. I think the real problem is that she was never happy with herself.
well, I mean, yeah, especially well, she was happy with herself until she basically overheard her whole boss telling her like, "Yo, we're gonna get rid of you because you old." Like that would hurt me too. So like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't know what to do. I don't feel like I got it no more. Like, and then here go little fucking Sue, who wouldn't even exist without me, out here getting all this fucking fame and fortune and attention. So,
Out
you
here
know,
chasing tail.
say again.
Out here chasing tail.
Yeah, moving my picture of me in my house out of view, and now I gotta look at your big ass fucking billboard outside. Like Elizabeth had every reason to do something wrong, but guess what? She still didn't do it. But here's where here's where you can kill me, right? Here's where you can kill me on this, right?
Hmm.
Because now, when it came down, we talked about Fred, so we'll jump up. We'll jump over to Fred real quick because there's a lot of stuff that happens in between. We don't want to waste too much time trying to touch on every aspect. Watch the movie; is now streaming on HBO Max. If you want to check it out, but yeah. So like, uh, so poor
She
Fred,
had
right?
the opportunity to be in these streets and she
Yeah.
chose not to.
All right, all right, all right. But let's be fair. Let's be fair. Let's be fair, right? So she look at what Sue did. Like, look at what your girl did to Elizabeth, right? She out there looking all fine and extra and doing all this extra shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, like, I gotta get back on my feet. But every time I turn around, I can't look left or right without seeing your face. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got me feeling like shit. Like, and
But they
everything
are
you do got
one.
me feeling like shit. Okay, but like, I get it. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, see,
They are one.
you thought I was going to have the easy time, but you thought I was going to have the easy time. I did too, but like,
Nah, but they are one. So every time you see her face on a billboard, you be like, oh yeah, that's me. I did that.
I mean, yeah,
Elizabeth could have been cocky as heck.
she could have, but I mean, like, yeah, you're right. She could
She could
have.
have been super cocky out here. And even when she left and Fred approached her, he's like, oh my God, you're still the most beautiful woman I ever seen. You're old as hell. Sorry, you're old. And they said you was old, but he still thinks you're the most beautiful woman he's ever seen. Your face is iconic. People know who you are. Sue just came out. She could have took her week to be like, yes, this is my prodigy, Sue. I made her. Instead of sitting in the house sulking.
Okay, but all right, so now, all right, so boom, 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 I got you. So all that I feel like Elizabeth could have, because Elizabeth had a lot to come to terms with, right? So now let's jump ahead a little bit to where Sue is doing had her big interview on TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's where this ungrateful bitch, okay, excuse my language, y'all, but she's so ungrateful because how dare you get on TV and then dog me out? What I do to you? Well, because I eat a couple extra pieces of chicken during the week, I'm the bad guy. All of a sudden, you want to dog me out?
She's
That's
up there making foie
crazy.
gras.
That's crazy. Why would you dog me out like that? That's like I'll put you on, and all you gotta do when they bring my name up is just put some respect on my name. That's
This is
it.
what I'm saying. She could have came out the first week, or when she came back after being Sue. She could have said to them, "I need." She could have went up to her boss like, "This is my person. I made her. Where is my money?"
But you know what's crazy though? You know what's crazy? I'm grateful ass Sue would have fucking said, "Oh, I don't know her. She's just some old lady. She's clearly lying." Sue would have turned that shit around, made fucking Elizabeth look dumb. You ungrateful cunt. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said cut.
That's very true. Very true. She may have come out and been like, I don't know her, and then made them whole old jokes. But you gotta fight fire with fire. She been around
But
long
what
enough to
fire
know the
was it
tricks
to?
of the trade in the model performing whatever business that she's in. Been around long enough,
But what
and
fight?
they are
What?
one. Remember that they are one. So everything came out of Sue's mouth was Elizabeth for real.
I'm all right. So all right. So now let's take a break from picking sides though, and really get down to the philosophical portion of this movie though. Because while we are picking sides, and while I do still stand up for Elizabeth, and do still think that God dang Sue is an ungrateful woman, ungrateful little girl, ungrateful little thing. Okay. Um, you know what I'm saying? This movie is like that's part of the deeper part of this movie though, is that they are considered one. So, and we've already said spoilers, but we won't get heavy with them. But, you one has to assume that if Sue is doing all these things as she is, does it not stand to reason that Elizabeth at some point will have done the same thing or has done the same things to get to where she was at? How many people did she trample over? How many people did she take credit for? How many people was she a total bitch towards for no apparent reason when all she had to do was just give the smallest morsel of credit? You have to think about things like that. And that's what really, I think that's what adds the layers to this movie is that it's not just about an aging star that wants to feel young. It's not just about a young burgeoning star that may want to be out of the limelight. It may not be about the changing times of what people want to see from a female actress or whatever the case may be. It's just about who were you versus who you are now. If you get to go back and have that chance and allow yourself to have that chance, and you're looking at the person in the mirror at this point. What did
Hmm.
you do to get to where you were? And does it hurt now that the shoe's on the other foot? And then
Yeah.
adversely, could your younger self, could your other self have done things better? You know what I mean? So it is very interesting to look at this movie through that lens, and I think that's part of what makes this movie so good. Um, So skipping a few things, eventually we do get to the big confrontation when a very big decision is made in this movie, and that leads to a huge, gigantic fallout. Um, so without touching on the finale of the movie, because I think it is something that should be experienced with fresh eyes. Um,
Hmm.
do you think that do you think that Sue honestly had that coming, or do you think that there was a way that they could have rectified? Because the company that gave the substance obviously wasn't on nobody's side. But do you think that there could have been a way that they could have rectified as opposed to take the route that they took?
Now we're all picking sides, but I think what happened to Sue, she deserved every little bit of that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
She deserved it. Like, even through having a saving grace, a Hail Mary, and she still went the route that she did, she deserved it.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I don't. And she did, especially given what happens and why they had to fall out. Now I'm gonna hint at something, y'all. Okay, not a spoiler, but there is a very unexpected player in this film that I think got the absolute uh what's the definition? What's the phrase I'm looking for? The back end of the stick,
Well, short end of the stick, yeah.
short end of the stick. I don't remember shit, but I got the short end of the stick. But
You're like back into the stick. That's abuse.
Yes. Well, she got that too. Shit. But there's a character, a non-expected character that does get the short end of the stick, and I just that's where I kind of felt bad because that one character ain't deserve that shit. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is a very, I'm not gonna say divisive, but it is a very interesting. Because just like I thought that I was gonna have the upper hands trying to stand up for Elizabeth, clearly there's a lot more to stand up for Sue than I thought.
Listen, this was by force. I had to find redeeming qualities.
You did, and hey, bravo, bravo. But I still think Elizabeth ain't do shit wrong, and she ain't deserve none of this shit. And I do think that he could have rectified. I think the company was fucked up for not at least
So,
sending a booklet.
I feel like Elizabeth was in a small way deserving of how things turned out because she did not have the satisfaction of being herself.
Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Okay.
a good point. That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
And even when given the option to stop, she just still wanted that little bit of
So,
feelings of fame.
but so then, would you consider that an act of mercy or an act of self gratification?
Which part?
When she had to make her decision to stop.
I think that was self gratification.
I consider it an act of mercy.
I don't.
I consider it an act of mercy because she saw the potential and she understood the potential. And
Uh,
she realized that, okay, maybe I am going a little far because my time has come and gone. But who am I to take this chance from someone else? Who am I to take this chance for myself? Because she
I
always saw Sue as a separate person.
don't think so. I think this was more of a look what you did to me, and now what am I gonna do?
Like,
I
what am I
can't
going to
go
do
back to
without her?
what am I gonna do with my life now that Sue is, in whatever position or situation she's in? What am I gonna do? I can't go outside. I can't work. I can't stay in this apartment. Can't get food. It's just she can't because of yes, what Sue, and because it was Sue's fault, but it was self gratification because again, what is she gonna do? You want to
Mm,
see her on a workout date?
that's what.
Okay, you want
And
to see
that's
that
all I can
image?
say. That's all I can say about that.
The image of what came out that bathroom on a workout tape?
Hey man, and run like Scooby, run like Scooby, run like Scooby.
Crack that knee.
And high knees, and blue, and blue.
Like,
She could, and that, I almost said something that gave it away. But Snow
Sue's
White and the Seven
character,
Dwarfs and shit.
oh, Sue's character was highly sexualized in them workout videos.
Yo, that's the crazy. Yo, I want to know like what channel these types of things come on because like my
Uh,
daytime television be kind of dry sometimes, and if stuff like that be on like during the day, then
my point
like
from
I ain't
earlier.
saying I can buy some more tissue boxes, but like
Fuck up.
you know,
Nah,
I'm
just
be
like
like
my
homeboy
point
across
from
the hall.
earlier. Yeah, he's like, I can smell your figure standing at the door.
This nigga standing at the door was wild.
But like I was when we had our own conversation earlier, I just want to know what year this was set in.
I,
It's 2025. Who is watching workout videos like that?
not only that, but who's having those types of program? And then did you see at the end of the thing, or everybody had their titties out?
What?
Yo, go back and look at it. All right, so I will say, like, right. So if you want to watch the movie, you can watch it. But if you're not, I don't know. It depends on. I wouldn't necessarily watch this around kids. There's a
Mm,
lot of like, there's a lot of nudity in here. Nothing like sexual, but there's a lot of
there's a lot
boobs.
of booty
There's
feet.
like, yeah, there's a lot of booty, a lot of boobs. Um,
All types of booty.
some very sensual vagina shots, like it's very
Not
sensual. It's a
naked
very
though. Not
sensual
naked
film.
though.
No, not naked. Nothing bare below the waist.
Just the
Um,
booty.
yeah, just a butts and ass and titties. Ass and titties. Um
Ass, ass, and titty.
yeah, you feel me? That's what this movie is. Um um yeah, I mean it's because we can't really talk about it past a certain point, but yeah, no, the pageant definitely. That like go back and watch the pageant part when they was out there. There was some topless women out there. Some topless women. I just want to know what channel these things air on. Like, am I watching the wrong New Year's Eve celebrations? Like, what channel do I need to
Absolutely.
turn to see some?
This is why I said what year,
It's like,
what year it was set in, because also if you look at the clothing of the people that were in the audience, it wasn't very modern.
maybe it's like one of those like alternate reality type things, alternate timeline type things,
Mm.
where people are all like, because
But even the
even the
style
set
of the
designs were
apartment,
kind of yeah, the color and style of the apartments and even like the office buildings and stuff like that, the color patterns and stuff like that, they were
I just
very
feel like it was set in the 80s.
yeah, something like that. It felt very Incredibles esque, where it's like it could be retro 50s, it could be modern day. You just don't really
Right.
know. Yeah, like rooted in a little bit of both. I wish we had more architecture like that in real life, though. I feel like you gotta be rich to see that shit, though.
Oh, definitely.
But why we can't just have
Conversation
retro
pits and all
features?
that.
Yeah, maybe those are people who watch them types of channels.
Mm.
Um, but yeah. Overall, though, this was a pretty good. I mean, do you have anything else? Because again, like I said, there's past a certain point, we're not going to talk about anything. But I think we gave you guys a pretty good setup for what does happen in this film. But like, do you have anything else that you might want to bring up?
Um, I just know that my little heart that lives for certain aspects of movie was when it comes to gore. My heart soared.
Yeah, there's a lot of good gore. This movie in the last act really pushes it, really goes places that you don't really expect for it to go. Um, it really goes as far as it can, and I really do appreciate that about the film as well. I'm with B on that one. Like the gore, the body horror, the all
Yes,
that
it was
types of stuff.
amazing.
It was very satisfying. It was really fun. This was a and I think I
Even from the
watched.
beginning, when she came out of her back.
Oh yeah, man. The whole the birth of Sue, I will call it. Yeah, the birth of Sue was just something to behold. Oh, good lord.
Yes.
Something to behold. That was cool. That was really crazy. Um I gotta say the same thing. Yeah, I really like the gore aspect, the body horror aspect of it, and the more I think about it, the more I do actually really like the I don't want to say the message behind the movie, but like the symbolisms and the meanings behind certain things that was happening and the allegory that it was pretty much.
Hmm.
I did like that. I really did enjoy that. I thought it was very interesting, and it really served the story very well. So this was a really good film.
Hmm.
What's your rating for this out of 5?
Um, I'll give it a 4.3. I don't know. I'll give it a 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah.
Okay. I can give this movie I give this movie about a 5. I give this a 5 out of 5. I
Okay.
really did enjoy this. Um, like I said, it doesn't go too far with things, but it
Mhm.
goes the exact right amount of far. It does the insanity of it is really good. I mean, it's really good. I really enjoyed this movie. What about you? What's the
Um. Yeah. Like I said, a 4.5. Listen, it only lost a half a point because of all the ass, like, and the type of ass that
yeah,
was
that
there.
one shot,
Okay.
the guy with his ass, like,
Yes.
whoa,
Yes. Yes. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
just turn him around already. Damn, like
Right. But I don't know. I guess the for me, like the whole overarching of this movie definitely is the message is love yourself. Okay.
that's the message. That's the message.
Like,
All right, love yourself, please. Like you are beautiful as you are. Like
age gracefully. Like,
yes, like just
you
take care of yourself.
you can't go back. Like, just like, you
Go
gonna
out
be
with a
old.
bang, baby. Like
Right. You gonna be old. Just be old. It's some fine old ladies out there. You know, like,
oh,
now
where
you
y'all
looking
at
for the
though?
looking for the old.
Just where they at though? um, but yeah, yeah. So that's it. That's all. Really, I think that's it. I think we got it right.
Yeah,
I think we got it.
without
So
giving away the ending.
without giving away the ending, now, if you don't watch this movie for anything else, please watch it for that last 20 to 25 minutes. That last 45 minutes of this movie.
I don't even think it's the last 45 minutes because it was just maybe the last I'll say 28 minutes of the movie was like what?
Yeah, last half hour of this movie is definitely worth the watch. If you don't watch this for any other reason, if you turn it on and be, oh, I don't know if I want to stick, please stick with it until the ending. It will be worth it. I do guarantee you that. And if you don't like it after that, come in the comments, let me know, Dave, you bullshitted me, and I'll take it. I'll take it. But yeah, so that's it. We don't want to keep you guys here any longer. That's it. That's all we got for y'all. Make sure y'all check it out. The Substance now streaming on HBO Max. Make sure y'all follow us on TikTok. Check out all our other reviews over there. B has been talking about My Hero Academia, the newest season. So she'll be going episode by episode. She has not read the manga, so she'll be giving a fresh perspective, going episode by episode. So make sure you check that out, support that over there. As for me, I'll be trying to get as much more of these last couple of BrickWall horror reviews out before our big review coming up on this week. We're
Mm-hmm.
excited to talk about this one. We've been waiting all summer to talk about this one. Waiting all summer to talk about this one. So I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to do it.
Yes.
And I'm excited for you guys to do it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay updated on that. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch for gaming, and that's
TikTok.
it. Oh, well, yeah, I always say, but TikTok still TikTok too. Okay, all right. I plugged the TikTok, but I'm plugging it again. TikTok. Um, and yeah, that's it. So y'all, thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, y'all, be easy, stay breezy, stay spooky. Peace.